Okay. Hi everyone, this is Tuna from FND. You can see my screen and you can hear my voice. When you have any questions, please type into chat part and we can give answer at the end of our presentation. Today we will be looking to mass haulage analyzing, planning, controlling for highway, railway and other linear projects. When we look at the TILOS, it is time location system and it is for linear scheduling system for road, railway, pipeline, tunnel, basically for all types of linear projects. And today's our agenda is mostly focusing on the mass haul analysis and scheduling the earth movements, monitoring plant performance against achieved performance. And we will be showing in the prepared project, and we will be preparing the project from the beginning to show how it is easy and how we can spend time for analyzing our mass haulage. In TILOS, for the mass haulage, we will be implementing in 3 major steps which you see on the agenda. And when we look at the TILOS, what is the TILOS actually for the beginners for TILOS? It is time location system, and in the Europe and in the Middle East, the biggest companies are using the TILOS. When we look at the world's 200 largest construction companies and the biggest companies using for their infrastructure projects, for their linear projects. What is the linear project's characteristics? Actually, we are doing the same type of activities right of way. And we have, doesn't matter what kind of project, linear project we have, we can have pipeline, railway, highway, tunneling, transmission lines project. We can adopt the TILOS for this kind of projects. Our projects in the linear type of projects, they are in repetition for each activity. And our main goal is to have exact quantities and optimizing the productivity rates. On this way, we will be also reducing the overall project duration, and it will affect also our overall cost. And today's topic is mass haulage. When we look at the mass haulage, actually the objective of the mass haul approach is to develop an understanding of the mass balance between cut and fill quantities along a project right of way. And in the theory we can have, and in TILOS we will be implementing the theory. We will be having cut and fill sections and the wastage areas, borrow areas, and we will be representing on our linear project. And now when we go back to our TILOS, we can start directly in TILOS. One of the biggest cost driver in the railway, highway projects, actually it is mass haulage, transporting of earth between the cut and fill areas based on client request to allow better control of the transport. And now when we look at that, the planning is done using the mass haulage diagram. Please see now, this is the TILOS interface. On the left part, we see the TILOS Explorer, which will help us to navigate to our project. And on the right side, we are seeing the TILOS main view. And here on the left part, as a vertically, we have time, and as a horizontally, we have distance. And in the middle, we will have working area. And when we look at the top, we have mass haulage diagram, and the planning will be done using the mass haulage diagram here. And the black line in the middle, it represents the zero line separating on the top and the fill on the bottom. The quantities will be represented as a rectangle. To create a new mass areas, we use our Explorer part. And to see our mesh areas, please see that in our distance related part, if you are already a TILOS user, you can also test it. Or after our presentation, you can also use the trial version and you can test it. And for the mesh areas, to creating a new mesh areas, it is simply you can create in the TILOS Explorer. Right click on that new mesh area, and here we can give what kind of area we are creating. Now we can say that cut 1, and we can select our mesh type, which is cut at this point, and we can select start distance, where exactly will be starting our cut point and where it will be finishing exactly. And now I can say that it will be starting at 1000 and it will end up at 2000 meters. The system calculates me mesh balance point. Actually, this is the giving us and spreading the all haulage, and it is just calculating to middle of this. But later on we can change this, and this will be helping us to also driving course calculation. And overall distance, later when we link between the areas, it will be displaying area quantity, and we can now put the units 30,000 this month. Okay, when we click that, also there are levels, and later on we will mention about that. When we create this, please see that on our right of way between the 1st kilometer to 2 kilometer, we have cut area. And now this is represented in the yellow rectangle. And if we would like to extend our areas, now we can add more areas, and in the same way we can add from here, or we can add from our graphical area. Just right click, add a new mesh areas. It will be saying that, and for this moment we can create another area, mesh area, which is fill. We need to select the mesh type for this fill. And what we have as a types, actually we have base area, crushing, cut, disposal, fill, rock cut, and we can extend our type of the areas. And later on I will be showing this as well. And when we select the fill area, and now we can type that this will be between the 2000 meter to 4000 meter. And now when we look at the moment I didn't put any quantity, so please see that it is showing as a 0. And when I need to change any quantity on that, just going back to my mesh area and saying that the quantity for this, it will be 20,000 cubic meters. And this orange rectangle area now represents to me the filling area. And at this point, I can now have all my plan into my diagram, mesh hole diagram. And instead of adding by one by, I can select from the Excel, if I already defined, and I can import into my haulage diagram. And now when we would like to bring data from the Excel in TILOS, let's say that we have the data in Excel. Let's see that how it looks like firstly. And now we can keep any kind of data in Excel or in other systems, third-party systems, so we can bring the data. And now in the Excel I have the cut fill areas like cut 1, the name of it, where it is starting, start location, and also where it will be finishing, what is the total quantity for it. And for cut 2, cut 3, cut 4, rock cut, and fill, we can have this information on the Excel and we can bring into system. And at the moment I can just copy and import into Excel, into TILOS, or I can simply use prepared macro, which will shorten my steps in the data exchange. Now when I am looking to my mass haulage, I can simply delete what I have, what I created, and now please see that I don't have mass area, any mass area. And now just to going back to my TILOS, my Excel file, and bringing the data simply, just running to my macro. And this is the same way if you have any other third-party solution to bring the data, and we can integrate the TILOS with your financial systems, with your any other third-party systems, or we have already integration between Primavera, Microsoft Project, Astra Power Project integration. We can bring the data. And let's bring the data for the cut and fill, just running to my integration, and it is asking me which project is open at the moment at the background, and it is asking I would like to import onto this project. So I opened my Excel file and also my TILOS file and running the macro. And now let's see that it is imported data into TILOS. And now when I refresh the data, please see that cut 1, cut 2, and fill 1, filling area. And here I see that there are 2 different areas elevated. On the top there is cut area and bottom rock cut. And how we define, let's look at the properties what we have for the mass haul. And in TILOS, the mentality is simple. Wherever you would like to focus, just you click on that and you are seeing the details at the bottom. If you would like to focus only the cut 1 area, just clicking on that and you will see the information regarding this cut area, where it is starting, where it finished, and these data are the same what we had on the Excel. When we look at the cut 1, and it is starting at 0 point and finishing at 300 meters, and balance, location we have, and quantity on it we have into system already imported. If you have any questions till this moment, you can type. My colleague also can help to answer. Okay. And now let's look at the properties. When we look at the cut 1, it was showing with the quantities, and on the right side we have, regarding the area, we have the area quantity and the haulage quantity, scheduled and actual quantity. In the next steps we will be scheduling our earth movements, and for each haulage we will be creating the tasks based on our links. And now we have different type of crashing zone, and what we have in this crashing zone, okay, we will be showing the all cut areas information. And when we look at the leveling here in the cut 3, we have already keying level 1, and now it is giving you leveling for the same areas. If you have different types for the haulage types, so you can just have leveling. And when I look at the rock cut area, now I am seeing the mass type, it is rock cut, and when I am looking to quantity, it is already here, and the leveling, I am just having this level through using the leveling amount here. And now when I am looking to fill area, this is the mass type is fill, and the crashing zone here, when I am looking to crash zone, and maybe it is good moment to explain, this was the mass areas, but how we define what kind of mass types we will be having. And to have this in the TILOS library, in other libraries, we have mesh types. When we are looking to mesh types, and what we have here already, we were able to select in our system base, crushing, and this type is stockpiling, and it can be sample for the crushing zones, and cut, and this is the base types in TILOS. There are 5 types when we look at that: cut, fill, wasting area, borrow, and stockpiling. In the theory, you will find these areas what you need to use for mass haulage. In the TILOS, you can give the unique name for this area, for example, for the stockpiling area, and we can call it crushing area in our system. When we go back to our mass haulage lines in the crushing zone, it is little bit different out of our right of way, so we display this crushing zone on the top of our diagram. Okay, now let's say that we would like to link and analyze our earth movements, and on the top also we have mass balance, and this information also it is showing that when I am looking the details in TILOS where you would like to focus, you select there and you are going to area which is you can display the data. For example, for all cut you have the quantities here right of way, and for the all fill you can have also the information. Please see that this is the information green one. Even I can show it with the color coding, and this green one it is showing to me all fill area, and all the at the background we can represent in the different colors. TILOS is fully graphical system, so whenever you would like you can display in different coloring which represents your company corporate colors as well. And for the cut color, now please see that red one, and it is showing to me separately, but after I bring data from the Excel or when I create my mass haulage in the system, I can just simply analyze, saying that show to me to balancing diagram. So it will be showing between the cut area and the fill area. So please see here, let's remove the quantities, and here the balance amounts, and it is showing to me this area should be moved and filled between the balance areas, and it should be 0 at the end because it should be corrected and it should be optimized all the mass haulage. And now let's say that on the top we can see the mass balance as well, and now let's plan our mass areas. And now let's say that from the cut 1 area I will be moving the earth into fill 1, and now I can just simply drag and drop into fill 1, and it is asking to me source area. I am just moving from cut 1 to filling area, and the quantity whatever I have in this area I can simply put all the quantities into fill 1, but I can simply type that how much quantity I would like to move into this fill 1. When I move this and into fill 1, please see that it is 700 meters. It is calculating from the balance points, and now also it is showing that the quantity 10,900 cubic meters it is just to move. And when I am looking the details for this link, at the bottom I will see that and whole quantity 10,900 cubic meters, and the whole product it is just calculated with the whole quantity and the whole distance, and it is showing that 7,630 cubic kilometer. And now just I move, and when I would like to analyze more for the mass haulage diagram, I can show the quantities, and please see now the colors here represents that the pink color represents that I moved the all quantity into fill 1, but fill 1 still can have some more cut soil into that. And now let's move the cut tool into filling area, and now it is showing that whole distance is 400, whole product to calculated, and whole quantity is this. And when I select this, please see now I am seeing that when the lines are overlapped, you can just simply move the lines, and you can have in your printout, in your report, you can have more better understanding. And now let's say that still my field 1 didn't fill fully, and I can move some soil from the cut 3 area into field 1. And at this point, it is showing that to me. Let's look at, and now it is showing that 7,000, and now it is telling to me I couldn't move all the soil because this capacity is not allowed to move more, and I will be needed to move the rest of the soil into another field zone. And when I am looking to more information for the cut 1, please see that when I would like to see the details on the right part, I am seeing that area quantity, it is 11,550, and the whole quantity, actually I am able to move 7,000, and still I have remaining part from the whole area, and I need to move this soil to another point. To do this, just simply dragging and dropping into fill area. Please see now, and it is telling to me that I am moving to this amount, and now it is filled to this area. When I am looking to details, now what is the remaining quantity in my system? It is 0. What is the scheduled quantity? Now I all schedule to these links on this way. And what I can do, I can link between the all areas, and as a different, I can show the rock cut, and this type of soil we need to move first in the crushing zone to be able to use and to be able to borrow for the other points for the filling amounts. And for the rock cut, I can just simply drag and drop to my crushing zone, and later I will be able to use this rock cut amount. Please see now, it is sanded whole quantity, it is 13,000, and the crushing zone also now have the quantity here 20,000 as a capacity. It has 20,000, and I can move, and later on from this crushing zone I can move into my filling areas. So what I had as a quantity, I can also borrow some soil and filling my area. Please see now, it is filling from the crushing zone, and I cut the rock and move there. Later on I bring into my filling area, and you can analyze this. You can use the undo button, and please see now, at the moment there was just the crushing zone moving there, this amount, and now after I link them from the crushing zone to moving to filling area, and you will see that the filling area will be fully. Now it is still, there is missing part, just I can see that how much I need more remaining part. Actually quantity is this, but remaining part still 2,450 cubic meters I need to fill more. Do you have any questions till this moment? I will be passing to scheduling part. Okay, and we are familiar now just to moving cut amounts into filling zones, just to not to wasting the soil. Just we are planning that from here we will have soil and moving to here. But if we have the soil which we cannot use, such as rock cut, and the things are harder and the soil is not useful at this point, firstly we need to send this into crushing zone, and after then we can move into our filling area, and we just borrow from the crashing area, and we bring the fill amounts from the crashing zone, and we bring the soil. And when we look at this, when we look at the here, please see that now I am linked, and I will be showing the other links. Okay, we will be passing into baseline part, and now let's bring the links also from our Excel. If we already defined it from which zone to which zone I am planning to move, just let's say that at this point I don't have any links, any plans, but from my Excel, let's say that I already planned. Why I am showing? Because you can bring any kind of data from the Excel, even the task data, resource data. And now this is the haulage from where to where and what is the quantity. And these are my information from which distance to where. And now I will move this information, I will import into my TILOS. How to do this? Simply we will be running against our PC here on the right side. It will be linking to our zones, and please see now all data are transferred, and my all haulage now, please see that moving to areas. And now I can look at more analyzing how we will do that. Let's move like this more. And now when we look at the linkings, it is exactly showing the details here. Or when you are looking into zones, if there is missing part, if there is any remaining part, you can simply see. But on our mass haulage diagram properties, we have also display all quantity. And if you don't want to display, please see now, if you don't want to display, it is not displaying. And if you would like to see, it is fulfilled all, and you can simply see that if there is missing area. And at the moment there is no actual quantity, and it is just showing nothing. And for the scheduling quantity, and it is, let's move all, and schedule, we didn't schedule with the activities yet. And also there is option height by quantity and length, and it will be simply giving you from the quantities, it will be giving the height for the cut areas, fill areas. So when you look at your view, simply you will see that this area having quantity less than the cut tool. So simply you can analyze on these options. We have more options, but we will not be going to all details. Now let's create our activities from these zones. Let's say that from cut 1, now just I linked, but creating my task, simply how I can create the task in TILOS. And we have our library, which is keeping our company activity types, and this is helping you later on to recognize the activities. This is just know-how, and you can use to your cut activity. And to use this, please see now, just I drag and drop to my task cut activity. And now when I would like to show, and let's see that properties for this cut activity, and when I would like to get the quantity from the cut area, let's say that it will be taking, let's say that, let's remove, and I would like to create the task related with the cut 1, and simply I can draw on my area, and now I can say that take the quantity from the cut 1 and move to another point, and now it can simply create the task. But to creating the activities, there is one more simple way. Now you link between the cut 1 to fill 1. You can simply go to link, and you can say that create fill, cut and fill tasks. This will allow you to create the activities. And now just you are putting when this will be the start date, and now it will be simply creating the tasks. Let me refresh data. is already created. Let's move to start dates. And now let's say from the link, I would like to link this and I would like to start in the 2013, let's say in the 2013 in the January, and the second week I will be starting my first area. And now it is simply showing my activities here. The coloring also can be changed. At this moment it is just showing in the colors in different formats, but when I look at that, after I create my activities to creating my tasks, simply we can select all links what we did, and we will be just creating cut and fill tasks, and just reducing the time to showing. I will be showing on the prepared project, and let me show it. Okay, now I have another prepared project with the linkings and with all information here. And now let's look at for more analyzing. And now these tasks are created from my mass haulage areas, what I had here, cut 1 to fill 1, and what I can show here more. And here also I am able to show the total actual quantities. And when I look at my other diagrams, let's look at the diagrams. Of course, I need to get the baseline before having my analyzing. And to having the baseline in my project, it is simply after you create your tasks, you can go to your baseline manager. If you are already TILOS user, in the baseline manager, you can have your contract plan. You can have unlimited baseline, and when you look at your views, at this point you don't have more views, but how we can show more views on our reports, and simply we can just open our views, and here when we create our tasks, I created 2 tasks, and now it is showing that to me all the tasks what I have planned from the baseline. Please see that planned actual. This is and also planned actual to date. And just to not to go into all details at this point, I will be just moving to our prepared project. And now we have the baseline in our project. This is our current plan, and into baseline what kind of activities we have. And now we can see that our cut activities, fill activities, and also we have rock cut, and what it will enable to you, all activities are linked to each other. When I move one of my tasks into later time, let's say that I would like to start this activity cut, and I would like to schedule my other activities. Let's say that I would like to start with this one, and also I can put constraint into my activity. I can say that this will be starting in this date. And now when I reschedule my project, and all the project activities now moving further based on your logic. So you can simply see effect on the histograms as well. When you move one of your tasks, and the rest of it will be just moved to further. And I can say that I will be starting on the next week, and when I reschedule, and all the histograms also showing the information about it. How to showing, I will be coming to for baseline and how to show the data in the baseline. Actually during the trainings we are showing, but and in the baseline, in the histograms, whatever we would like to show, Actually, when you would like to compare with the planned and actual in the properties where you would like to focus, you can get the data into histograms, and you can get the data from the task data from the baselines for the quantities, and these are showed. And now let's show in the same coloring. And now in the baseline, you see that green ones it is showing into baseline, but red ones it is showing the actual ones. And even I can add one more and I can show the information. And here please see that planned versus actual, what was in my baseline, and this is showing the quantities. Green one it is showing the quantity, and the red one it is showing the actual. When we would like to see, please see now we are at the scheduling and the progressing part, and now this part into this actual and baseline, please see that green one it is the baseline. I can show also in the same coloring. Please see that red one it is actual. And now to show this, now when I put the new, let's say that I will be putting the progress for the new area. Let's say that these tasks will be starting into on the 4th, and when I schedule, okay, these are the now my project, and now I can move to my progress line. Let's say that in the next week I will be putting, let's say that in the next week of my project I am putting the report date, like in Primavera you can see that on the, let's say in the February on the 10th, when I changed my report date, this blue line it is my report date, and now the report date is also moved. When I want to put progress, simply I can put the progress, and in the details also I can put, or simply I can use the shortcuts, and here it is showing the quantities and what is the my total quantity. And please see now on the left part, when I put the quantity it will be affecting on my histograms to showing the correct value. And now let's say that I am going to put the progress for it, and let's say that for my quantity calculated 4,000 cubic meter, I have the 5,900 cubic meter, but the remaining part will be moved to further. And after I schedule, and please see now 4,000 cubic meter it is created for this activity, and it is highlighted here. And when I look at my histograms, I can extend my histograms, and here actual it is also showing, and also I can show in this histograms the percentage. Sometimes it is easier to speak over the percentage. I can say that display the values for the percentage, and it was for this baseline, actual and baseline. Please see that at this moment I just completed 25%, but when I am looking to overall, let's look at the overall, and now I can say that this will be in my, let's select this one, and this will be my percentage values. And now it is showing that actually planned one 17%. In your meetings you can mention that actual one 6% for all mass haulage moment. And now I am on this date, I am just simply see the dates on the left part, and what is my calculated actual one still here. And on the right side I can also show the crushing zone amounts, the stock areas, and at the end what this is taking from the, please see now when I move to my task, and when I refresh my data, all the data in the stocking area is changing as well. So it is real-time histograms showing, and on the top it is showing my mass balance as well. And when I am looking to overall, I can have more diagram and histograms saying that, showing the all cost information as well. When we assign the resources on our project activities, this activities, for the mass haulage activities, it will be also showing the costs, incomes, and the curves on this. When we look at this, so overall, actually what the system helps to us for calculation and the remaining quantities for our mass haulage areas in the details, and we are seeing the missing parts, and let's little bit focusing to our mass haulage which we started. And now when you would like to analyze more, you can also show the actual quantities. Please see now scheduled quantities is here, and the haulage quantities in different color it is showing. Schedule is also, and it is also showing the actual quantities. Please see that here you will be seeing that actual ones as well. So it is simply showing to you what is the also actuals, and you are seeing that what is completed and what is missing still. And you can of course have more information. You can have your system more understanding for the analyzing purposes. You can use them. And now I am looking to actual quantities, and it is my just in the diagrams I am simply showing it. Okay, and till this moment I showed the basics of the mass haulage in the TILOS, and you can practice with our TILOS trial, and also you can ask any questions to us. And TILOS is more than this. It is not only for mass haulage, but it is helping to mass haulage. When you have this, you can show, for example, you have Gantt charts, how you are getting at the moment, and please see now Gantt chart. It is you can group to your works, cut, rock cut, filling, and for the crashing zone filling. And I can also see simply the progress. Please see now this green highlighted. It is showing to me progress. It is the done and to do amounts. What is still remaining part it is showing, and what is the actual percentage, planned percentage to complete 45, and now completed 30% of my actual. For the filling, what is the completed? I can have more information. I can see my tasks in my Gantt chart, and whatever you prepare on your time distance diagram, it is also giving to you on the Gantt chart. So you are planning at one part, and also you are getting the details on your Gantt chart, so your schedule is ready. And we have more items. You can have your own views. Also we have task lists like in Excel list, and what I was bringing data from the Excel, like here, cut, fill, and I can also synchronize with the activities. So my figures, my drawings will have my schedule, and from the schedule we can progress our projects. TILOS is more than this. You can use the mass haulage functionality for your rail projects, highway projects. But when we would like to see our other functionalities, please register our other, let's see that. Please register also our other webinars, which you can find on our FND site. And when you come to our web page, you have at the bottom free webinars part, and you can simply see the other topics. You can register from here. Also you can come and register. You can just join our TILOS time location LinkedIn group, and simply when you type into TILOS time location, you will find, and you can post your questions, and you can find the latest information for the TILOS, and you can collaborate with the other TILOS users, and you can see the other users overall the world who are using the TILOS, and you can register our free webinars. And TILOS is more than this. Just to show this, I can simply show one other project, which is prepared sample project in the TILOS. I can have my elevation levels. I can simply bring to my site drawings. I can simply link to my tasks, site area activities, and also I can see all information for the cost and income for the labor resources, and also my curves for the cost cash flow. So we are able to have all your project plan, schedule, and also all the time-based and distance-based reports into TILOS. And when we go back to our mass haulage, today's topic, and please don't hesitate to contact with us, and you can contact also with your local companies, and in your territory you can find your local advisor and local distributor, and you can